Good morning and welcome to Trinity 10. What a wonderful way to start with that wonderful hymn, As the Deer Pants the Water. You are my friend, you are my brother. You are the one for me. You are there forever for me. You're my friend. You're the one for me. This morning I want to ask the question, who are we? Who am I? Who are you? And how are we seen by others? Well, in simple terms, I'm me. I'm Peter. And I'm no different. That's who I am. But we're all seen differently in different roles. We're grandparents, we're parents, we're friends, we're colleagues, we're mothers, we're daughters, we're aunts, we're bosses. Or we're in roles like we're firemen, policemen, or teachers. People are seen differently in different roles. And for some people, that role is who they are. There will be a lot of people now who have suffered during this pandemic, who perhaps have lost their jobs, who will have lost their identity because they were a lawyer, or they were this, or they were that, and they're not any longer. And of course, my little friend here, Charlie, what am I? I'll show you what I am. I'm a biscuit giver. As long as I provide him with food, love, and walks, that's all he wants from me. He's very happy. But who are we? Who are you? And as you ask that question of yourself, I just want to say one thing to you. Whatever else you are beautiful. And you are beautiful because that is how God sees you. You are a beautiful person. I know we don't always feel like that. When I was a little younger, I used to do magic tricks, make balloons, make balloon animals, make things disappear and reappear. And I used to do it dressed as a clown. And you can see a picture of me now dressed as a clown. And I can tell you now, when you're dressed as a clown, people see you completely differently. When they discovered that inside that clown was the Archdeacon of Lancaster or the Director of Education, or even a clergyman, some people were absolutely horrified. They couldn't cope with it. Because we see clowns. We don't see through the mask. We don't see the people. We just see the object. And so often in life, that's how we see people. We see people not as they really are, but we see them with a veneer in front of them. And we judge them and see them like that. But you are beautiful because God sees you like that. What I'd like to suggest you do is every morning go and look in a mirror and say, I am beautiful. In my case, if I didn't say it, nobody else would. But that's how God sees you, as a beautiful person. We're now going to listen to our reading from St. Matthew's Gospel, when Jesus asked the same question of the disciples. Who do people say I am? Who do you say I am?
This lesson's from Matthew chapter 16, verses 13 to 20. When Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, Whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And they said, Some say that thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. He saith unto them, But whom say ye that I am? And Simon Peter answered and said, Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus answered and said unto them, Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but my Father who is in heaven. And I say unto thee, that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven. And whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. And then charged he his disciples that they shall tell no man that he was Jesus the Christ.
Thank you, Bob, for that. Well, there's the question. Who do people say that I am? The idea, of course, of asking who I am comes from the Hebrew word for God, for Yahweh, which comes from the root of I am who I am. So when Jesus was asking that question of his disciples, he knew that they would draw the link to the Jewish Bible. Who do you say that I am is a very different question. The first question is about saying, how do the world see me? How do people out there see me? How does the parish see me? And of course, they will see Jesus in different ways. It's been a question that's troubled the church for hundreds of years, because for some, there is only one way to see Jesus. Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And unless you see him like that, then you don't believe. For me, Jesus comes to people in different ways. We meet him at different times in our lives, in different places, in different circumstances. And we don't all find Jesus in the same way. So for me, the question is, who do people say that I am, is a very open question, and one which should be answered very differently by different people at different times in different places. But the question for us is, who do we, who do you, who do I say Jesus is fundamental to our faith? Where do you find Jesus in your life? Where is it that you can say, that's Jesus is here? Is he there all the time? Does he walk alongside you? Do you never have any doubts? Who do you say Jesus Christ, the Son of God, is? For Peter, that question came with a simple answer. You are the Messiah. You are God. To which Jesus replies, thank you, Peter. You will now become the rock on which I build my church. Peter, as we know, though, was good at getting things wrong, as well as suddenly giving the bright spark answer. The story goes that when Peter was on his way to Rome, he discovered that all the Christians in Rome were being put to death. And so he turned round and set off back away from Rome. And as he was walking away from Rome, somebody walked alongside him and said to him, Quo vadis? Quo vadis? Where are you going? To which Peter replied, I'm getting out of here. There's a lot of trouble back there for Christians. I don't want to be there. And then he looked, and he saw that the person walking alongside him was Jesus. And he turned round, and he went back into Rome. And we are told that he was so ashamed of having denied Christ so many times that he was crucified upside down, because he wasn't fit to be crucified in the same way as his Lord and Saviour. We all find Jesus in different places. We all find him at different times. But that does not take away the fundamental question for all of us. Who am I? And who do you say Jesus is? When you break bread this morning, remember that we break bread because that's what we were commanded to do by Jesus on the night before he was crucified. The night we went with his disciples for that Passover meal, and he said to them, this is my body which is broken for you. Every time you do this, do it in remembrance of me. As you break bread today, ask yourself the question, who do I say that Jesus is? And ask Jesus to walk alongside you and be with you and support you through the good times, the not so good, and the times of doubt. God bless. Stay safe.